we have two new people. One is Nandini and one I think is Pascal. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Hi Pascal and hi Nandini. So let's start today's program. I'll just introduce to you a couple of our faculty. We have Dr. Pankaj Viz here. He's in California. We have Dr. Kumbala here, who is in New Orleans. They're all faculties with long experience. But let me start with going through each one of them. Tell me, Nandini, when are you applying and what are your plans? Then I'll tell you what are we doing, how we will benefit, how this will help you to get into your residency.
Okay. Hi, sir. I'm Nandini. I'm actually an older graduate. I graduated in 2017, and I'm applying for this year's March, this cycle, and I think I want to apply into family medicine.
Perfect.
And yeah, I have finished my step 1 and step 2, and I'm planning on giving my step 3 too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. And this is the first time you're applying, or have you applied before?
No, sir. This will be my first.
First time you are going to apply. Okay. What about you, Pascal?
Hello, I'm Pascal. I'm from Brazil. I'm applying for internal medicine this year. That's the second time I'm applying to residency. Last year I applied also.
Okay, perfect. So, so let me tell you what the landscape is and how we help. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of very experienced attendings who will be guiding you guys. But let me tell you before I tell you the program, let me tell you the scenario. So the scenario is this, that 2023 around 14,000 people applied and only less than 7,000 got in. And those who got in, let me put it the other way. Those who did not get in are mostly foreign graduates.
Yeah.
Those who got in are mostly American graduates. But even American graduates, almost 6% did not get it. They either did not get any residency or they got a residency which is not their choice. For example, if my choice is family medicine, I don't get family medicine, I might get psychiatry. That is not good. So it's like that. Because residency is almost like a marriage. You don't want to have a problem with your spouse. This is something you're having all your life. If you don't like it, if you don't love it, it's going to be a big problem. It doesn't matter what the subject is. So that is the scenario now. And that's why we started this. Why? Because last 4 or 5 years, we have had a bunch of people who are working with us. And they were invited to 12, 14, 15 interviews. And they landed up getting places, and some of their names are actually there in the website, in places like Tulane, which is very high. Tulane is called the Harvard of the South. It is a powerful academic institution. You can go almost anywhere in the US after doing a residency in Tulane. So actually, Dr. Kumbala was in Tulane, and he was also he was a faculty in Oshner. So, and he was a faculty in Tulane. So it's tough. That's the problem. Now, what we do is this. So how do you break in? So LOR is extremely important. And last 2 years, it has got even more important. Do you guys know why? Any idea, Pascal? Any idea, Nandini?
Maybe because step 1 became pass-fail.
Correct. So if you get 299 and I just pass with 176, it doesn't matter. You are also getting a P, I am also getting a P. So how am I to differentiate between, how is the program director supposed to differentiate between Nandini and Indranil? He cannot differentiate. So what makes the differentiation? One is your letters. Now the letters, suppose you go with me for 1 month and I say that Nandini is the most brilliant student in the universe. Suppose I write like that. No, they give importance to letters. They do give importance. But that particular letter, will it get importance? No. Why? Because you're there with me for 1 month. You are not touching a patient. You're not presenting anything. You're not allowed to examine a patient. How can I say you're the best medical resident I've seen? So if I even give you something like that, that will not be of no value. Program directors will not see it. Why do you need those 3 letters? You need those 3 letters because if you don't get those 3 letters, you can't apply for ERAS. Does that make sense? So that is the stepping stone, just opens the door so you can apply. That doesn't help you to get in. Now, if we write, or Dr. Vij writes, or Dr. Damodar Kumbala writes that you are a medical graduate who did from blah blah, we taught you research, you did good research, and you're good in doing research, and you're on the way to get a publication. So if I have three people, I have Indranil, I have Pascal, I have Nandini, two of them have it. I have three beautiful letters saying I'm the world's best candidate after doing 1 month of observership. Who do you think the program director will take?
One publications.
Absolutely. There is no, I mean, he can't see your face and say, okay, Nandini's face is more beautiful than Indranil, so let's take Nandini. Can he do that? He cannot do that. So there has to be certain logic. Yeah. That logic is that how am I scoring Nandini above Indranil? Why am I scoring Pascal above Indranil? The reason is this, that these guys have a publication, whereas Indranil has got three beautiful letters of observership, which is of no value. It's a value to get into ERAS. But you're same as the other 6,000 who are the foreign medic, 8,000 actually, 8,000, 7,000 plus. Go to NRMP, then you'll see the numbers. I think 7,000 plus, almost 8,000 foreign medical graduates applied in 2023. So you're just one of that, you're in an ocean of water, one drop of water, who cares? So that's what this program is. Is it clear? Let me stop there and ask you guys any questions. Why this program is important? Pascal, any questions?
Research from.
Sorry?
Because research from part very important for faculties right now.
Correct. So no questions, right? Nandini, any questions from you?
No, sir.
Okay. So what are we going to do? We are going to do is you're going to go through 12 weeks of basic research training. What do you mean by basic research training? We will give you enough research to become a good clinical doctor. Why is that? Number one is, of course, so that you get into the residency in the first place. Second of all, even after you get into residency, you are expected to do journal club and other things. If you look up a New England Journal article 15 years back or even 10 years back and today, you will see the amount of statistics it has. Even a doctor who does not understand what a KM curve is, what does that mean, you will never be able to read the journal or understand what the journal is trying to say. But these are the journals that you have to present when you get into as an intern. You will have journal club every week and you have to present. So how are you going to present? So this is going to help you in that, not only into getting your residency, but even post-residency. Second thing is, once you publish, that is the gold coin for currency in American medicine. Why? That publication will not only get you in residency, even if you have published 20 years back, they are going to look at that publication to get you into a professorship. How many have you published? So every step, whether it's a fellowship, and certainly the top fellowships which are around internal medicine, those top fellowship is very difficult to get in. Or even if you're doing internal medicine and family medicine and you want to be in academics, it's very difficult if you do not have publication. And the same publication that you used 10 years back or 15 years back will be counted then also. And that's the reason why these publications are important all your life. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. So what are we going to do? We are going to have you guys into a 12 weeks program. In the 12 weeks program, you have a video every week. You go through the video. I guess both of you are applying in September, right?
Yes.
In September, yeah. So both of you guys go through the video, and at the end of the video, there are questions. And if you cannot answer, just go back and check those questions. Though, as I said, the research is meant to have just that amount that you need as a resident and a basic understanding which most American graduate has. So let me tell you why you fall back with a standard American graduate. It's not that the standard American graduate is much more brilliant than you. The fact is the pathway. The pathway is not a level field. Why? American graduates cannot get into medicine without doing graduation. So in a lot of countries, particularly in India, in China, in the West, you can do medicine without doing a graduation.
Okay.
So if a kid in America does his graduation in pharmacy or biotech from say MIT, from say Caltech, or from, I mean, how can you compare with him? He or she will obviously have more research than you, because you guys are green. You are joining after your residence, after your internship in medicine. So that is how. It's not that they are favor. I mean, they may slightly favor American graduate. Any country will favor their own people. There's nothing wrong. I mean, you're in Brazil, possibly they'll give you more chance than me, and you're in India, they'll give you more chance than me because I'm an American citizen. So same with this country. Not that they don't favor, they do favor, but the favor is not grossly abnormal. Like somebody is very bad candidate, still they'll not take you, they'll take an American. So America in that way, unlike a lot of other countries, because I've been in some of those countries, I have friends in those countries, like Canada, UK, it's not racist. So if you can prove yourself better, they will take a foreign candidate. That's how people like me, Pankaj, Damodar are here. We are all graduates from India. None of us have gone to medical school here. So we wouldn't have had what we could unless the American system was fair. So American system that way is very fair. So you do this 12 weeks. At the end of a 12 weeks, there's an exam. You pass the exam. Exam can be given twice. You can pass the exam. This 12 weeks, we will get you to publish. Because since it's a short time, you will not have much of a chance to choose your own subject. But the subject is not important for a resident. I'll tell you why. I'm not being taken as a professor, okay? If I'm taken as a professor, then they'll know what work did I do in my subject. How many publications did I have? Did I have original work? You're going to be taken as a resident. So they just want to know, is there something else that differentiates you from other people, especially research, because research is the currency in America. Does that make sense to you? So you might go and practice in some small lane in America and mint million. Nobody's going to see. But when they are going to interview you, they are expecting you to be a physician scientist. So you have research understanding, you have research background. It's a democratic country, you can do whatever. You don't have to go to academics. You can go and practice and earn 10 times the more money. But that's not you're going to say in your interview. Plus, most people have to have a basic knowledge of research. And that's where there are 3 research projects that is ongoing, where a lot of other students are there. I don't know if you saw our older people. I think Preeti can send you those. Those students, there are multiple research papers you see which have been published, and all of them have 10, 12, 13 people. They are mostly students like you who have all got into, most of 90% have got in their first time. Not even 90, I think more than 95, 96. I think if I remember, there was one guy for a different reason, but everybody who did the course got in. I mean, he worked with us got in the very first time. So it's almost 100%. One guy who could not appear in his interviews, his family got sick, so that is a different question. But everybody who interviewed got in the very first time. So 12 weeks like that. Each 12 weeks, one of the attending, which is Dr. Vij and Dr. Kumbala, me, we will guide you through. Suppose we have an article. In that article, we will tell you, okay, this is the article we are writing. Go to PubMed and search the keywords for this article. Then we'll tell you, okay, we did the keyword, the article is in progress. Why don't you go and search for, start writing up the introduction. So at the end of the 12 weeks, you might end up writing a very good introduction. You may not end up write a very good introduction. That is fine. We don't expect you to be super fine in 3 months. But we will handhold you so that we get the publication. We just want your dedication, that you're dedicated, you really want to get into America. It's a big fight, as you can see. So India, the advantage is that India, you give MD entrance. MD entrance is only based, it's much tougher. It is like 100 times much tougher than America. But you get the entrance if you get the exam and you get the good marks. You're just getting it in. But here it's not like that. It is upon what people think about you. And people think about you not by seeing what you did or what is your face, but seeing what research you have done. How good are you from the other guy who's also applying. So in this 12 weeks, we will guide you and we'll get you try to publish something. If you get to, so we'll put you in the existing projects. If you get it in that project, that is fine. If you do not get into that project, if you do good, that's great. If you do not do good also, we'll continue to help you so that you get better every time, every week. That's why you have to be there in all the 12 weeks. At the end of 12 weeks, once you do the exam, we will give you an LOR. And let's be very clear, we are not going to give LOR to somebody who's not dedicated. People should not have the idea just because they paid us. You're not paying us for the LOR. You are paying us for getting the course done. Okay, so we are giving you LOR because we want kids like you to succeed in life. So LOR is not incumbent upon whether you paid or you don't pay. There are hundreds of students who we didn't even charge them. They got the letter of resistance just because they were super dedicated. So get that clear to anybody, even your roommates who join, because we want this to be a success story. Today our letter is important because people know we give letters to people who we train, we make them do things, they are dedicated. Even a residency program director knows that when you're training, you're trying to write an article, it's a process, it doesn't happen overnight. But we cannot give a letter of recommendation to somebody who's not present, completely absent, didn't do any work. We cannot. The amount of work needed is minimal, just 3 hours. The videos and the faculty meeting can be done from home, anywhere in the world. If you have an internet, you can even sit in the moon and do it. So we don't expect you to be here in the US. If you want to do, if you are coming to the US, then you can do it in US also, but you can be anywhere in the world. So let's stop there. Let's have you ask any question about the training or the LOR.
So, what publication we'll have? What is the topic?
So we have got three, but we are doing two meta-analysis. One, we are going to do systemic review. I think the systemic review will be coming up fast, but one of the meta-analysis also is being worked on. So they are mostly in internal medicine, integrative medicine, family medicine like topics. Some topics are on yoga, some are on other topics, but they're all modern medicine topics like modern medicine, for example, obesity, the role of exercise in obesity. So that is one topic we are writing in a journal, which is very, very high impact factor, very high impact factor, almost 16, 17. So, and the other thing is that, as I said, the topic is not important unless you want to do a particular topic. We can do that, but that will not happen in 3 months because typically a brand new topic starting from zero takes almost 6 to 9 months to complete. Sometimes it takes even a year because most, even the best journals, especially the journals we publish, we don't publish in some bad journal here and there. We publish in only journals which are PubMed credentialed. Those will take at least 3 months even to see your paper, maybe 4 to 5 months to get it a go. But that also is not important because once you have a publication, you can always send it to them and say, I already have a publication, because in a LOR we are going to write. That is what they want to see, because they also know, most of the guys who are a program director, they also had multiple publications. So they know that it is not possible to publish in a very short time. But once we write, one of us writes in your letter that he worked with me and he got a publication, he worked on a publication. That's all you need to differentiate you. Now, by chance the publication comes out before your interview, then we use another trick. What we do is we get you guys to get the PDF of the other thing is we publish in open journal, open access. So the reason we do it in open access is because open access makes sure that anybody can open that journal article and check. Suppose I get you to get an article in, say, Circulation, which is one of the top or Journal of American College of Cardiology. You can't open those articles because you have to have subscriptions. But if I can publish as an open access, then you can open it from anywhere in the world. So we always publish open access. And that is where the problem is. That is where a large part of the money you guys are paying goes for that open access. It costs $2,800 to $3,200 for a single publication. Any other question? Yep, Damodar, you're trying to say something?
If they are motivated, we have several abstracts we are sending every month. I mean, we can involve in them also. Send quite a bit of AS and several societies. So if they are motivated, we can certainly involve them. abstracts too. On top
Absolutely.
of the portrait, they can put their name in those abstracts.
So the only limiting point is you yourself. You are dedicated, you give your time, nobody can stop you from getting into residency. But you need to give your time, you need to get those publications so that you can be differentiated from other people. Any other questions? Are you trying to say something, Pankaj?
Yeah, I was going to say, I would reiterate what Dr. Basure just said, that it's not, it looks very big, but it's really, there's a lot of ways to get published. As Dr. Kumbala said, we can get abstracts, we can do poster presentations. You know, the only limiting factor is really your willingness to roll up your sleeves and do the work, some work, but it's not as daunting as it might sound. And you know, once we have the ball rolling, then again, as Dr. Basure said, we can put that in the letter, and even if we can say it's in review, that's good enough. It's like you did something. That's all they want to know, and that truly differentiates you from, you know, the 6,999 other people who don't have that, because it sounds daunting, but there is a process to it, and you follow that process, and we can say that we have something in review. It's not at all difficult.
And one more point, as Dr. Vij and Dr. Kumbala said. So you show your dedication for 12 weeks, and you end up with an extremely bad article, which is not worth publishing. Don't worry about that. That is what our job is. We are not checking your quality. We are just seeing if you're dedicated or not. You're there in every course. That's what our job is. We will finalize it, we will polish it, we will make it publishable. But you should
and that's what the program directors want to know too, is that you're someone who's trainable, who's willing to learn, who has the curiosity and the dedication and the tenacity to stick through something that is a process, and you're willing to follow that process. Nobody's looking for perfection. They're looking for people who are able to be trained, because they're going to take you as a trainee and then work on you. But they don't want someone who they feel is going to be challenging to train as a trainee.
Any other questions?
So what I'm trying to say is, you know, every year, a couple of residents, one of my residents got joined as a cardiology fellow at your institution. She has written 3 articles. I mean, you know her. I mean, she's at your place. She's in second year fellow now.
We took her. I mean, how can I not take a girl who in 3 years has written 3 articles? And they're excellent articles. So she took, gift is there. In fact, if you see the list, gifts A is there. So as I told you, nobody will see your face and say, I don't like the face, so I can't take it. They are looking for things. They all want to take you. But there has to be a difference among the 7,000 people. So this girl, we took immediate. And again, as he says, he's closely with maybe you guys will get him in his place. So the question is, but even he can't take, if let me tell you this. So this is another idea people coming from other countries don't understand. If I'm the program director, my son is applying, I will step out of the room. So this is not like in other third world countries. My son, my uncle, my daughter gets in. No, not like that. But still they want networking. But networking in America does not mean that you take your son. That is not called networking. Networking in America means you try to take a student who's known to, like for example, you guys will be known to me. So they know these are not problem students. These guys did 12 years of research, they know research. That's the sort of networking they want in America. India networking means something totally different. Go and take your own son or your brother. And most of the countries, it's like that. But that's not true in America. So, but yeah, somebody says good thing. Dr. Kumbala said very good things about this lady. We took her immediately. She topped in our list for cardiology.
Just an example for...
No, go ahead, Kumbala.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to mention, that, you know, She did her part, and we helped her. She got back, 3-4 papers in 3 years. So it is very competitive even in community hospitals, as Dr. Basure and Dr. Sigbar mentioned. So the program directors typically look at how much motivated you are, whether you are trainable or not, whether you are paying attention to, your motivation is most important. Nobody is expecting you at this point in your time that you know everything, right? Then you won't be doing this.
Okay, guys, so I want you to meet Pritika and I want you to meet Shantini. Pritika is the executive director of the program. She's managed everything. You will get her phone number as well as WhatsApp number and her email so that you can talk to her if you have any problem. Tomorrow we are going to roll out. You're going to have 12 weeks. At the end of next week, I think around 7:30. We'll get you the time. I'll have you'll get the entire schedule. Who will be the faculty with you, and there are students from different places, so we are going to give you all the timings. India, Brazil, Jordan, couple of timings we'll give you. So that you know what time you come, and then each week one of the faculties will walk you through and take you through the program.
Okay.
Any other question, Pascal?
No, that's it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Any other question, Nandini?
No, sir, not at this point. No.
Okay, guys, take care, and Priti, you take over, and tomorrow you let them know where they go, how they go, all the details, and then they take it from there. Okay. Bye, guys.